Yo, what's good everybody? It's JT and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a reaction video to part 2 of Demi Lovato's 3-part series on YouTube called Dancing with the Devil. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys go down there, hit that subscribe button, and then ding this notification bell for future content. I post every week, and then hop on over to Instagram and follow me at hey.jt, and then give this video a big thumbs up because it helps me. So I did a reaction video to part 1 of Demi Lovato's 3-part documentary series, and today we are tackling part 2. Let's hop into the reaction video because I know we have a lot to cover, and then we'll come back and chat afterwards. Let's get it.
So, the morning of the overdose, Demi had really wanted to make this doctor's appointment, so I got over there extra early to wake her up for it. Her door was closed, so whenever her door was closed, I kind of just took it as a hint, like, hey, just knock. So I knocked. Natalie, her chef at the time, she had just arrived, and I heard her in the kitchen, so I went down and talked to her for a little bit. And then I went back upstairs, and I knocked again. At this point, I was kind of just like, okay, we're gonna be late. I was getting a little annoyed with her, and I think I might have even texted her and like, hey, like, let's go. I opened the door really slowly, and it was really dark and cold in her room. And I kind of got chills.
It's like
honestly.
A horror movie.
I thought that she was just drunk or hungover. So I kind of started to like nudge her a little bit, like, hey, like, let's get up now. Like, it's time to go. She wasn't really moving. She was like drooling. I called Max Lee, security. She's not waking up. She's not really responding. I don't really know what to do.
I rang security and I said, Jordan's just called me in a panic. I need you to go into the room now and tell me everything you see. She was propped up, vomit everywhere, but she was on her back, which isn't good. So I told him, put her on her side, clear her throat, and I'm on my way.
By that point, some more people had started to arrive at the house. And I'm just kind of like, do I call 911? Like, what do I do? So I called, and I just remember sneaking downstairs to make the phone call because I didn't want to get in trouble for calling 911.
Wow.
While I was on the call, someone told me to tell the operator no sirens.
Hang in there, okay? We're on our way. I'll let you know when they're outside. You should be hearing the sirens real soon.
No sirens, please, right?
No. This is a medical emergency. I don't have control over that. Well, this is definitely a medical emergency for her.
I was quite impressed with Jordan's handling it. I couldn't care what anyone thought. Get an ambulance there.
Right.
They got their Narcan out, trying to really just bring her back to life. There was one point where she turned blue, like her whole body completely turned blue.
Demi.
And yeah, I was just like, oh, she's dead for sure.
I've been good, don't I deserve it? I think I earned it, feels like it's worth it in my mind.
And I looked down at my phone and I saw that everybody in the world was texting me.
The first thing I got was a text from a mutual friend saying, I'm so sorry. And I was like, huh?
I'm so sorry. I heard about Demi.
Oh,
I'm praying for your family.
I got like
I'm
chills.
really praying for Demi. You guys are in my prayers.
I was so confused. I thought maybe she'd been in a car accident. I had no idea.
I get a call from our tour manager. Demi's in the hospital. And I'm like, shut up. And this guy is known for joking around.
She had texted me the night before and she said, can you go out to this like show with us or something? And I was like, I'm so sorry, I can't. I have to fly to New York tomorrow. So the next day I fly to New York and the
She
plane
feels
lands
guilty.
and
Man.
everyone turns on their phone. People are gasping in the plane. It was so surreal. Lauren's phone and it says Demi Lovato overdose.
Her oxygen levels, when she came to the hospital, they were dangerously low, and they were trending down. They were 70%. Someone of her health and age, we expect to be closer to 100%. Time is brain, is what we like to say, and then the longer you go with the brain being starved of essential nutrients, the longer it's injured, the more difficult is the recovery.
It was like a horror movie. They put her in ICU. She had a tube in her neck that was taking her blood into a machine, cleaning it, and then putting it back into her neck. And as a parent, you're watching all of her blood come out of her body into a machine and come back. I asked the doctor, I said, what happens if she pulls out that tube in the middle of the night or when we're not watching her? And he actually kind of laughed and he said, that tube's not coming out, it's sewn into her neck. I actually don't think people realize how bad it actually was. I had 3 strokes. I had a heart attack. I suffered brain damage from the strokes. I can't drive anymore. And I have blind spots in my vision. So sometimes when I go to like pour a glass of water, I'll like totally miss the cup because I can't see it anymore. I also had pneumonia because I asphyxiated, and multiple organ failure. I am not saying that I have not used needles, but that night I wasn't injecting it, I was smoking it, which is another reason why I was so shocked when I woke up in the hospital, because I was like, no, I'm not injecting it, I can't overdose on it. At the end of the day, if you do too much of anything, it's gonna kill you.
I remember that day, boy. I was hurt.
Typically, when we hear about drug-related ingestions, they come to us too late.
I'm really lucky to be alive. My doctors said that I had 5 to 10 more minutes, and had my assistant not come in, I wouldn't be here today.
What the dialysis does in this case is it removes the toxins and the fluid accumulation and prevents the brain from swelling and becoming more injured.
They came to me and said we can either go to the neck or we can go in down here.
I remember them trying to sew it into my groin, and it was so painful, even on whatever drugs I was on.
When she first opened her eyes, she looked at me, I grabbed her hand and I said, I'm here and I love you, just to let her know I had gotten to the hospital. And she looked me dead in the eye and she said, who is that?
I was legally blind when I woke up, and my little sister was at my bedside, and I was so blind that I couldn't see who she was, even though she was standing next to me. And I asked her, I was like, who are you? And she just started sobbing because she thought from then on I was not going to be able to see.
My birthday wasn't crazy. It was my closest friends. My mother was in town. Demi's security was there, her bodyguard. And I said, let's just all hang out. So it was about midnight, 12:30. A couple people went home and she was like, let's go back to my house. She goes, stay over. You and everyone just stay over. And I'm like, girl, I gotta go home. I have dogs. My mother's there. I gotta go home.
I gotta go.
No, please stay over. I'm like, let's go hiking in the morning. We're all fine. It's early enough. Let's go hiking in the morning. I'll call you in the morning.
She was begging for help and even
Great,
realized
awesome. Love that. And when I was leaving the house, she was waving. I just felt a little odd. I was just like, wow, that was a really nice night. Why do I feel like I should have stayed? And we were halfway away from the house and we pulled over. And I look at my friend Janelle and I said, do you feel weird? And she's like, I feel weird. Should we have stayed? And I'm like, no. She's a grown-up girl. In my head, I'm like, what is she gonna do? She's gonna go to bed. No, she's fine.
That's the intuition, man. And those are people that God put in your life.
I had called my dealer over. What people don't realize about that night for me is I didn't just overdose. I also was taken advantage of.
He had given her drugs. He told her some different iteration of what they were. I don't think he mentioned it was laced with fentanyl.
He gave me what I assume now to be fentanyl by giving me aftermarket pills.
And on top of that, he also ended up getting her really high and leaving her for dead.
When they found me, I was naked. I was blue. I was literally left for dead after he took advantage of me. And when I woke up in the hospital, they asked if I had had consensual sex. Maybe a month after my overdose that I realized, hey, you weren't in any state of mind to make a consensual decision.
Right.
That kind of trauma doesn't go away overnight.
It's not very common that you'd see someone with a drug-related
freaking gorgeous
with this degree of multi-organ failure that would come out of it relatively unscathed and do as well as she has.
In a way, it's like probably a subconscious, self-fulfilled prophecy. But what's different is she lived through it. Is that she survived it. She was where her father was, but she got through it.
Wow. Another strong chapter. I mean, you don't want to see anyone lose their life, but I think us as late 20s, early 30s babies, that this era of Disney with Miley, Demi, Selena, the Jonas Brothers, like, that plays a key part in our childhood, you know. And I know especially for me, like, the first song to ever make me feel confident was This Is Me from Camp Rock, and Demi Lovato's character sang that song. And I just couldn't imagine me waking up, you know, at my age now and hearing Disney star or, you know, someone from my childhood has died due to overdose. It's sadly amazing how powerful drugs are and how they can take over your life and how you literally have no control. All right, good people. So that was my reaction to Demi Lovato's part 2 of her 3-part documentary series, Dancing with the Devil. If you're new to the channel and you like what you saw today, you already know to hit that subscribe button and then ding that notification bell for future content. I post every week, and then make sure you hop on over to Instagram and follow me at hey.jt, and then give this video a big thumbs up because it helps me. And as always, my name is JT. So until next video, I'm out.